Name's Tommy, welcome to That System Error. No time to spare. If you're new here, this is a room in my garage and it holds all kinds of tools. I also set out to transform it from a steaming hot pile of garbage to an art studio. It still needs the final few touches for me to actually use it and choose it over the couch sometimes. You know, quite confident actually that I could do this in a week. I am also even more confident that I won't. The sooner we get to it, the better. So let's get to it. What song is that? I'm not gonna pretend like I know where to start. I have sort of a list. Cleaning, organizing, and just making things a bit prettier, essentially. Tried to make the transition slurping noise and it went horribly wrong. Yeah, that went better. I guess I'll start with this, which is simultaneously the most obvious and also most dreaded place I could start. The last little bit of stuff that I have not sorted into any category or a place to be, because I don't know what most of it is, frankly. By the way, if you are thinking, this wall looks a lot better than I remember it from the last part, that is because I made a separate video on how I made the silver frames, what I put in there. Feel free to check that out. Tree garland one time like 2 years ago in here. That stuff got everywhere and I don't know how. Feels like the good old days when we first started in here. Is it possible for something to give you nostalgia and more flashbacks? Because I think that's what's happening. Got rid of what I could get rid of and piled the rest here and gonna take care of that later. Ongoing theme. Oh, much better. There was this pile that just randomly formed. Classic case of once you've put something down somewhere it doesn't belong, other things join it. This stuff was back there, which is the ginormous, oversized cable. Forgot everything I researched during that part. Give me a second. Channel. That used to run along the windowsill. Changed it to a smaller one. Kept the rest because I thought maybe one day I would properly do the corner back here. Don't know if I will, but I suppose I should keep some of it just in case. Once I run out of other things to do in here, I might get the sudden urge. Also heavily debating keeping some of the front covering because along this wall, this stuff is like in a million little pieces. Make it more one thing so it looks better. Which also means I'm gonna have to bust out the saw again. Problem is, where do you store this shit, you know? So it doesn't bother you, but you also know where to find it. I say that as someone who used to take the bus to school, and every year before the big summer vacation, we used to get our tickets for the next year. And I would always, and it was a different one every year, which was probably my number one mistake, but I would always pick out a place where I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna find that again. That is genius. It makes so much sense to put it there. And then guess who was running around the house frantically every time on the last day of summer vacation, looking for that fucking ticket. Unable to find it. Glad I don't have to do that anymore. So I got curious. Pulled off some of the covers. This thing was in there for like a satellite TV connection, which I'm not using in here anyway. And I was under the assumption that that would be connected to a cable, which it evidently isn't. The cable that presumably should go in there just fell out when I did this part. It was never connected to that thing. I don't know what kind of structure that's supposed to be. now. Just gotta clean it a little bit. We'll get to that. Excuse that, it's not quite dry yet, so things are a little out of hand. I refined the list and put it on some post-its. Definitely one big cleaning day to be done. Currently, as per usual, I have no direction, and I think the smaller projects are going to be a bit more tedious, so I should probably get started on those, but instead I feel like doing one of the big ones because I have these chairs in here, 2 of them. Used to be dining chairs, not important. Match the wood color of those shelves, so I'm not mad at it. I'm sure there's a better way to show you this. This cushion situation has been redone at some point. Like meh on the orange tone that they are currently, but Excalibur, this is just for demonstration purposes. I have more of that kind of fabric that's currently on the chairs, including a lot of this one, which is a nice gray, which would go with the wall and the shelf, just stapled on the underside, so I'm gonna take that off. Use the old one as a template on the new fabric. One could say it's a shadow of what it once was. Jesus, that's a lot of them, isn't it?
Wobei ich sagen muss, dass mir das Ende vom zweiten Band gar nicht gefallen hat. Ein furchtbarer Cliffhanger. Ja, ja. Jeder geschlossene Schlecker in Sydney. Die Fernbedienung wieder ins Spiel schärft. Lasst ihr mich auch mal ziehen, Freunde. Sag mir das nicht, was ist.
So I finished the chairs last night. Very happy with the result. It's almost dangerously fun to use a staple gun. I have officially declared today cleaning day. It makes sense to do that first before I do all the organizing. So I'm gonna get myself a bucket of water and do this. I know I did yesterday, but this vacuum thing meant to be used for like construction sites type things, so it's very good at like getting big chunks. Quite mediocre, if anything, at getting like tiny little bits and pieces of plastic sawdust from the cable channel massacre out of this carpet, so I need to vacuum it again. I do have one of the new fancy handheld things. What do you call those? Like the ones you don't plug in. Decided to stop working. Gonna have to bust out the old one that you have to plug in, which is older than me, I'm pretty sure, and still works. As long as I'm still regularly fighting with all kinds of household appliances, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't think we're fit to colonize Mars yet. If someone in the Silicon Valley could like work on the everyday problems I have with technology, instead of, you know, furthering the plot of every dystopian sci-fi movie ever in the real world, that would be really great. I'd like that. Don't know what in the 70s is going on here below, but then this side is just white. What? I'm just gonna empty the drawers and wipe all that down, and then it's ready to be reorganized. Oh, interesting. These are just stapled in, eh? I'll be honest, this table could collapse at any second and I wouldn't be surprised. If you want to know what this red stain is? I don't know. I'm not sure I want to know, but I don't think I'll get rid of it after all these years. Still too long. Isn't it beautiful? That door has never looked this good. I had to take some more extreme measures for some of the stains on the outside. Don't know what that was. A little hole here and another one down here. This one will be covered by the sign that I'm gonna put up. And that one, well, it's not really in my line of sight. Now I'm a bit stumped on what my next move is gonna be. Still really need to vacuum, but I'm afraid I still have more things on the list that are gonna require me to vacuum again, so I might do those before. Shut up. Okay. Done that. I tried, but some scratches and stains are not coming out of these drawers anytime soon, or ever. Kind of had this idea a while ago, and I know it's completely unnecessary and ridiculous because, as stated before, this desk could fall apart any moment. And I have another one that I might move in here at some point. I don't know, but I think I wanna paint some parts. Look at these handles. Don't know what color that is. I'm guessing they might have been a bit more green at some point, but it's just tragic. I could use these green stripes that are already on here as a guideline and just do like a dark gray stripe of paint. Still have some of this dark gray paint left that I also used for parts of the shelf over there. As for whether the paint will stick to this or not, guess we'll find out. Looking good so far. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 coats of some clear varnish that I have left over in hopes of sealing it a little bit so that it doesn't come off immediately. And then I'm gonna move on to the handles. Those definitely need a bit more sanding because they have like actual scratches, some chipping. Love it. You can't like completely tell that the handles are black and a different color from the stripes in this lighting. I really like how that looks. It sort of integrates this appallingly different piece of furniture into here. Just wipe this thing down. Been debating painting it. I actually don't mind that it's gray. I use it to level a lot of my shots from there. Which now that I think about it is probably a bad idea because nothing else in here is level, so why would that be? I should probably check that. It's very clear someone's been painting this wall around it. You see that? That's a violation. I do have this stuff, standard white wall paint. You're just supposed to use to fix up any little blemishes or whatever. I hope that's enough because I already have this. And I don't want to buy a bucket of paint for that. So, organizing. This I can all pack away because I'm done painting this. I got some stuff from my other desk that maybe makes more sense in here. This is all sorted. I just need to find a place for it. Same with this from sawing the cable channel, and that's from dealing with this styrofoam that I cut to size for another project. Now all of this I can throw away, which is great. Wooden beads and other stuff of that sort I brought in here to make the frames. And I thought maybe I'd store it in here, but I actually have the perfect place somewhere else, so they're going back where they came from. Halloween decor that I still need to find a place for. That's probably my biggest problem. Over here I have all of the cleaning stuff that I needed throughout, you know, actually cleaning this place. But now that I'm mostly done, I don't think I need to keep all of it, because I had that in this part of the desk. I don't know if it's going back there. Big piece of cardboard that I use for spray painting usually, but ever since I've done the frames, full of just like the metallic particles that were in the metallic spray paint, and now you can't touch it anymore without immediately looking like you've had some kind of encounter with Tinkerbell. Throw that out and find an alternative. This cabinet, materials and unstarted projects for the future. I'll sort through that for a little bit. Finally, I have to sort all this stuff that was in the desk drawers back into it. Cable channel is done. Took about 3 layers and then some. I think it was a good decision. It really opens up the ceiling. Do not, however, give me shit about this back corner over there. This darker color is just sort of more in the background and doesn't attract all your attention. That being white just would look weird, I think. And I thought about just painting like this lower part, but I don't know. I'm okay with this. Am I overanalyzing and overthinking the design of this place? Yeah, probably. Changed my mind about the beads. They're staying here because that's gonna free up some space somewhere else. I also brought in this thing. There's like a bunch of spare pens and all that kind of stuff that I don't really need on my other desks. My choice in different writing utensils has been pretty limited in here. In case inspiration hits and I need to draw something immediately, that's there. I think I'm gonna actually put that here if it fits. Officially reached the part of summer that I hate, you know, the hot one, so fan it is. I have, however, finally sorted out this cabinet. Now the boxes that were stacked on top of it are gone. In and of itself, this isn't really a major event, although I'm treating it like one. When I started using the studio for projects, I just shoved everything that didn't have a place in there, and now I finally sorted out where everything is supposed to go. Other spaces have like opened up. Figured out little things that have been lying around and I just never really dealt with, and now they're dealt with, and it's great stuff I might use for future projects. A couple things that I have projects in mind for but haven't gotten around to yet, which I decided it makes sense to keep in that glass cabinet because that way I can see them, you know. That is a problem. As a potential art material hoarder, you are prone to. You just shove it somewhere just in case you ever need it, and then you forget you have it even if you do need it. Check in the post-its as we speak. Now it's just like a couple of things I might want to hang on the wall or hang a little differently than they are. Further zhuzhing around. Speaking of, still looking for a place for these. This one doesn't need like a dedicated big spot, I don't think. Maybe I'll just shove it somewhere where there's awkward empty space. This thing, however, thought I would hang it on this wall above the shelves, and then I thought I would just prop it up here and leave it there, but now I hate both of those ideas. I've been thinking about just hanging it above the window because there is a big blank space, and I could probably even like not hang it on the wall, but like hang it from the pipes above it. Maybe. I'm gonna check that. This thing is kind of cool. My dad used to work with like cars and shit, which is how I acquired this. That is probably the side of the room that you're gonna see the least, But also, you know, this is blatant product placement that I do not endorse. But whatever, rest assured, it's gonna be there. Also, this thing, a painting that I did for a competition in school, and I won 50 bucks. Probably the only physical certificate I have of being a certified artsy bitch. Definitely have to hang it somewhere. Our teacher actually made us enter this. Not like a theme, fantastical heroes and real role models. Who inspires you? Which I apparently took to mean, let's just draw a bunch of cutesy kid stuff right next to Alice Cooper. My camera recognizes his face. Which means I did a good job, right? I think I called it some cheesy bullshit like, then versus now. I need to give it like a hook on the back, and then I think I'm gonna hang it in that corner over there. I'm nearing the point, because I'm done with everything else on my list, where like time has come to turn the carpet. Currently the carpet is going like this, filling out the whole room, and I thought about putting it like this so it actually goes under the desk, because this floor is abnormally freaking cold in winter. It should fit exactly, leaving just like the doorway basically open, which would make sense. That's fine. Way easier to scoot this chair back and forth, because currently I'm always lifting it so I don't topple over. Been at this point many a times before. Part 2, I had set out to rotate this carpet. I've measured it, and I'm realizing once again why I never did it. It's because I don't think I'm gonna like it. I have to lift these cabinets and shelves to tuck it under. My original intention with putting it this way was also that like whenever I was gonna do messy projects of any kind, I could just roll it up. Not that I've done that since. I think I owe it to myself, after all of this measuring and thinking about it, to at least just see what it looks like and then decide what I'm gonna do. Completely forgot that I brought this thing in here as well. Only downside to taking art in like my final years was having to carry this thing around the school building and the bus stop, like a lot. Pretty sure the original artwork is actually in here. Still one of my favorite things I've ever done, to be honest. Do you think it would look dumb to like do this or something? Nah. Pretty sure I have like some leftover frames somewhere around my house. As much as I love the concept and still like how it came out, it is giving edgy teenager, isn't it? The fact that I chose the picture in the straitjacket is also a bit worrying in hindsight. Maybe I was a troubled child. Anyone studying psychology, let me know what this tells you. What I did the year before, by the way. Clearly, no one had told me that money was on the line. Alright, so I've been measuring. There was a nail in like this panel thing that was already there, where I'm gonna hang this thing back up. You used to get these when you had like a birthday at IKEA. I don't know if they still do that. You can slide pictures into. Those are remnants of my hardcore Taylor Momsen phase, obviously. I have like an old English dictionary. Those pages fit in here perfectly. Take that nail out and put it a little higher, because right now it's too low for this. Say hello to my little friend. A laser, it like projects a horizontal and a vertical line, and is like always level no matter what it's set on, so that's pretty helpful when you're doing these kind of things. I got it done. My SD card was full and my battery was empty, so I didn't film every step of the way, but it was just a lot of rinse and repeat. For the car front thing above the window, I put 2 hooks in the ceiling and then I hung it from those with some fishing line. So that's looking good. Still have made no progress as to putting stuff back into the desk drawers, but you know, we'll get there eventually. Printed all of this stuff. That's like the final round of labeling I still have to do. But also, instead of, you know, finishing the stuff that I need to finish, I think I might have found a new thing that I want to do in here. Literally never gonna be done with this place. Strongly considering it, so I'm gonna show you what I have in mind. Got these 2 things over here. That long thing right there. Window in the middle, something above. And now this corner is looking real empty. Shelves. I think I got 3 of these, theoretically. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's probably that I am a sucker for open wall shelving. Best item in all of the Sims games. They would fit here. They're just lying around and I could, you know, I could just... Don't know why these parts are not evenly spaced. They come with these like plastic pieces that you're supposed to put over the metal part, but they're bulky, ugly looking. Used to be white and now they're not anymore. I might like that better than actually hanging up a picture. That would just take away from those. Classic case of me talking about a potential thing that I'm gonna do for so long. I am in the process of convincing myself to do it. I'm gonna be responsible and just do some of the things that I still absolutely have to do. And doing that, I can ponder this some more. Also, if I do want to hang those, I need to get another bucket of water because they're kind of disgusting. I need to think about that some more. I didn't set out to do this for this video. If they pop up in the background in the future, you know what happened. Tried connecting the heart lamp to an outlet yesterday. There's outlets literally everywhere on every wall in this room. This is where the next outlet is, and that's about where the cable of the lamp reaches. I'm gonna order a fitting extension cord for that. I think that is the final thing. Really is just putting the stuff back into the desk. I haven't really been using this desk so much. I'm in the top shirt for working on stuff. I haven't really, figured out what kind of pens I need. And can I just say I explained that horribly? What I meant to say is that I haven't really used this desk as a desk so much, aside from working on top of it. So I don't really know what I need to be in the drawers. There's no point in going in depth with the organization. I just put the remaining stuff back in, and as I'm figuring out what I need, I'll get to that at some point. It's just not gonna be a big part of this video. That's that. Back to it. Big organizer with the pens and pencils and colored pencils that I've accumulated. Does not, in fact, fit where I thought it would fit. I put it under that thing on the floor because it's quite heavy anyway, and I'm not gonna need immediate access to it all the time. I've done all the labeling yesterday. Really satisfying. I need to clean up the mess that I made when hanging all this stuff on this wall. Getting way ahead of myself here, but I might finally be able to realign the rug. Could be the final day though, and I'm hoping it is. Which way would I even turn it? Like this. Okay. Thanks, I hate it. It would still be just really nice if there was just carpet under there. But I don't think this is worth it. This looks goofy as hell. Kind of breaks up the room. Well, all this for that. Sometimes the first idea you had, and sometimes even the less logical one, just ends up making more sense. What can I say? That's a problem for winter me. I'm glad we tried this out and have collectively decided this is better, and we're gonna leave it that way. Not only has the day I proclaimed the final day not been the final day, I also said this, I can do it in a week thing, like 5 weeks ago, but who's counting? On the outside or on the inside? This way, you know, visitors know what's up. Not that there are any. Should this be shorter? Should it be this color? I tried fitting that we're putting up a Halloween sign today because it is gloomy as hell out and looking like rain in the midst of summer, and I'm loving it because a summer storm is about as close as you get to fall in not fall. Luckily, whenever I start complaining about the summer because it's getting too hot, my social media bubble reminds me that Halloween shopping is starting soon. Midsummer's over already, so the days are already getting shorter. I wouldn't say life is amazing, but we're definitely going in the right direction. Really happy with the energy we have created in this studio. And once I figure this out, we're gonna do a last and final tour, and I remember now why I wanted to turn the carpet as well, but we're just gonna have to deal with that. Welcome to my crib. Overall, looking good. When I opened that door, I was actually quite surprised at how neat everything looks now. I'm guessing that's temporary. Creative chaos. Best kind of chaos. That's Dragomir chilling in here from now on. The project ever drives me fully insane, I might start talking to him. Don't you worry, despite the sign on the door, I'm not quite there yet. I think I'm gonna leave the windowsill empty, and I'd like to keep that thing next to the desk empty, and this cabinet, and you know, and this white table. Love cluttering surfaces with my creative chaos. Space to spread. There's still empty boxes on this shelf, you know, can take that away, use them for something. So many possibilities. And if that isn't the vibe you want to create for your art studio, I don't know what is. Not that you can be super creative on, you know, just a small part of your desk, but over time it's really nice to just have space to spread the creative ideas physically, you know? Also just really happy that like I got to use so many old unused things. Still somehow everything came together, and I now have even something of a consistent color concept going on in here. It truly is the little things in life, but sometimes it's like the middle-sized little things, you know? Which I think is what this feels like. I hope you enjoyed this series. 3 parts in case you missed the other ones. I'm gonna link the playlist everywhere possible. I am happy and a little bit tired. Stay creative, folks. Rock on or whatever. Bye.